going to talk about equivalent fractions today. So what are equivalent fractions? As you can see, this is a whole rectangle. If I divide this rectangle into two equal parts, then shade one part of it. Now, if I ask you, what is the shaded part of this shape? Then we can say 1 out of 2 is shaded, so 1/2. What about if I divide this further, let's say this way, divide this further into 4 equal parts. So what part of the shape is shaded? We can say it's 2 out of 4. Now, if I divide it further into 8 equal parts, what part is shaded now? By looking at the green shade, we have now 4 shaded part out of 8. All these fractions we call as equivalent fractions. They're all equal. As you can see, the green shade hasn't moved at all. Now, what about if there is no shape involved and we just have the fractions? How can we get these equivalent fractions? As a rule, equivalent fractions are made when you multiply the top number, which we call the numerator, and the lower number, which we call denominator, by the same number. So if we multiply 1 by 2 and 2 by 2, we have 2 quarters. Now, if we multiply 1/2 by another number, so for example, in this case, we multiply 1 by 4, you get 4. And if we multiply 2 by the same number of 4, then we have 8. So we have now these equivalent fractions. So remember, all you do is multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number and you get equivalent fractions. So let's have another practice. We have 3 quarters. So if I multiply 3 by, let's say 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So as a rule, to find equivalent fractions, you have to multiply the denominator by the same number, 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. Now, what about if I decide to multiply 9 this time by, let's say, 2? So 9 times 2 is 18. 12 times 2 is 24. So that's another set of equivalent fraction. So you can multiply any of the fractions as long as you multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number, then you will get equivalent fractions. Now you're going to have your own practice this time. So you got 1/3 and 2/5, and you have to find 3 equivalent fractions. Now when you're ready, press and pause, have a go at it, then press play again to find the answers. And you've got these answers. And this is how I work it out. Now remember, it doesn't matter which fraction you're going to be multiplying, as long as you multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number. Now that concludes our session for today. And remember, subscribe to my channel, Tina Grimes, then you can see more of my videos. Thank you for watching this.